Peso, 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 peso. A ver qué nos trae. Uy, no me veo nada. Ahí sí. Se ve todo oscuro, weón. Lo lamento. No hay luminosidad en esto. Sí, sí, pero no tengo luz. Lo lamento. No creo que quieran ver mi cara mucho. Así que... Sí, bueno, tiene las medias pantallas de tu mano. El lag, weón, el lag. Persona 5 VR. Nadie quiere el VR, weón. Entiéndanlo. Muy larga la introducción para mí. Se habían demorado, weón.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sean Layden and Sid Schumann.
Sorry, bud. Hey, Sid.
Oye, te cambiaste el ojo.
Hello, hello.
Hola,
Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you could
bienvenidos.
join us here, PlayStation Experience.
Gracias por
Thank you so much
unirse
for
al
coming.
evento
Is this a furniture convention?
de tu primera convención.
I think we're going to play a game. We're going to kind of move our way back and forth across the different segments here.
Right, and hopefully ending up with those nice postmodern gray office chairs. Right? This is awesome. Yeah.
Esta parecemos como bonitos jugando moviendo de un lado hacia otro.
Another PlayStation Experience. So exciting to have all of you here. I really give yourselves a round of applause for joining us here in Anaheim.
Un aplauso para todos.
This is
Wow.
this is the fourth one.
It's the fourth one. And I can't think of a better way to close out this highly memorable year than with my friends. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming, everybody.
Qué mejor manera de recordar esto este año que con ustedes.
And Sean, it's been a heck of a year.
Wow, hasn't it been just? It's been a crazy year, 2017. I think we saw
Ha sido
a lot
un
of great
año
game releases.
loco.
Any Uncharted fans out there?
¿Algunos fans de Uncharted por aquí?
So Lost Legacy was awesome. We're
Lost
certainly
Legacy fue
proud and pleased with what our
increíble.
friends in Amsterdam pulled together with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Los fans de Horizon.
And then without telling anybody, just kind of slipped the Frozen Wilds out there.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do.
Just sneak it out there.
Y
I mean,
tenemos
what's
ahí
great, too,
el
is the year got off to
DLC
such an
para
incredible
ustedes.
start. Resident Evil 7, one of my absolute favorites this year.
También tenemos Resident Evil 7,
If you
los
haven't played
fans.
that in PlayStation VR, you haven't played it.
Ustedes lo jugaron
Persona 5,
en
Nier
VR.
Automata.
Realmente lo jugaron los fans de Persona 5.
Incredible year, incredible game.
Un
One of the
increíble
strongest
año.
years, game lineups I've seen in years.
My personal favorite, one of them anyway, is Everybody's Golf.
That's a terrific game.
Can we get some
Terrific
love
game.
for my golf game, please?
Gravity Rush 2.
Está hablando de otro juego
Yeah, sit here
X
all
que
night,
no lo ubico.
literally
Okay.
listing all the incredible games that came out this year.
Right.
But we've got a little bit more in
We've got
store.
other things to do.
That's right.
Yes, that's right.
You know, I mean, I think it's such a special year. And I mean, then we had
Un
Paris
año
this
especial.
week. I mean, you know.
Went really well. We saw the reveal of
Tuvimos los Game Awards. Oh, me duele el trasero.
Ghost of Tsushima.
yeah, that's going to be great. You saw some of that in the trailer right now, but there was a lot that happened in 2017, and we can talk about that, and we can share some of our memories of that with everybody here. But 2018 is going to be another tremendous year for PlayStation.
2018 va a ser otro
PS4 and PSVR.
espectacular año para PlayStation y VR.
We're also going to bring you closer to some of the world's top developers right here. I think it's something that makes PlayStation experience unique and special.
Vamos a tener uno de los desarrolladores más importantes acá.
Thus all the furniture.
And all this furniture.
Va a ser nuestro amigo.
We're going to try to build a super group up here.
You can tell us what you think at the end, but I think we have a special night here ahead of us.
Va a tener una noche especial aquí.
Yeah, we're going to have our group chairman, Andy House, is in the house.
That's right.
He'll be joining us later with our old friend, Mark Cerny.
That's right. PS4 system architect. Mark Cerny's dropping by.
Right.
Are you guys fans of God of War? You like God of War?
Estoy hablando como que iban a hacer como un grupo como para conversar y cosas así. Me está preguntando sobre los fans de God of War.
Right. The taxi's outside with the meter running, but Corey's going to run in here, deliver a report, and then get right back to the studio and get that work done. And we're having Media Molecule.
Yeah, Media Molecule. Did you guys check out the Game
No
Awards
sé qué vamos a
last night?
estar
You see that new trailer?
Yeah.
¿Van a estar todo el rato hablando?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, they're doing great stuff.
We're also going to take another look at Concrete Genie here a little bit
Definitely.
later tonight. One we're all very, very excited
Yep.
about. Another one we announced at Paris this year. So
Que
we're
tienen
going to
más
have some
anuncios.
updates on 2018 games. We're going to take a peek or two at the PlayStation Experience show floor, which I know a lot of you are going to be excited to check out over the weekend. And there might be a surprise or two in store, Sean. What do you think?
I think there's more than a surprise or two,
All
indeed.
right.
And we have some shots of that. We're going to go to that now, or
Yeah, so we got a big weekend here.
Okay.
And actually,
Tenemos una gran
what I'm
semana.
personally super excited for are the panels we've got going on
yeah, it's a
tomorrow.
great lineup.
Estamos súper excitados por el panel que
It's the
tenemos
best
ahora.
we've ever had. I mean, look at this stuff here. We've got Naughty Dog doing not one but two panels. The cast of The Last of Us 2 will be right here, right on this stage, actually. You'll be able to see them. You'll be able to
Están mostrando lo que van a presentar en la conferencia. O sea, no en la conferencia, sino en su staff durante la semana. O mañana creo que era.
I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. I can't wait to see what these guys are up to with Accounting Plus. So it's just a lot of great stuff.
Yes.
Then can we talk about that show floor?
Yes, the show floor. We were taking a look at that earlier today. It's like nothing we've done before.
Yeah, we have some photos, I think, too, if we could show
Oh, can we
some
put
of
this up
those.
on the screen?
Oh. Days Gone. I mean, that's an experience right there.
Well,
Get your phone ready.
yeah, that's
Me parece raro que estén
Yeah.
hablando todo el rato y no muestren los juegos que van a anunciar ni nada.
Are they ticklish?
Como si fuera una junta entre amigos conversando de
One of them is a
PlayStation.
real human. You have to find out
Me
which one
parece
that is.
raro.
Another one I'm really excited
Pero dar
about
cuenta
is
que mi
Incredible
soporte
Shadow
en
of
el-
the Colossus. Wait till you see this.
El Shadow of the Colossus.
Tell them what they get to do, Sean.
So what you get to do, this is one of the key colossi from the game. You will be able to climb up the back of it and put that sword right into the center of his
Dice que
head.
puedes
It's the thing you've wanted to do
escalarlo por
playing
la
the game.
espalda y
You'll be able to
después
do it
clavarle
now,
la espalda,
tomorrow at the
la
show.
espada en la
It's
cabeza.
incredible. I mean, that's just a taste. There's so much more. It's the biggest show we've done yet. So I hope you all check it out tomorrow and let us know what you think.
Eso
Got a lot
no
of
lo ven
PlayStation
mañana.
VR here. I know not everyone gets a chance to go on with this.
Oh.
This is the Impatient.
The impatient is here.
The Impatient from
And-
Supermassive.
Oh, that was nice of Oz to sit in the wheelchair like that.
Yeah.
Siento que están solo hablando, weón.
You will be taken into this experience
¿No van
via
a mostrar
wheelchair.
juegos?
You'll have an asylum experience, just like it is in the
They
game.
wheel you in,
Totally
they close
creepy.
the curtain, and
Trust
you
me.
play the demo. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's not for the faint of heart.
Not at all. So around 80 playable PlayStation VR experiences here over the weekend. And so lots to see and do on the PlayStation VR front. But actually, Sean, speaking of PlayStation VR,
Right.
I believe we do have a new PlayStation VR game to reveal here tonight.
Yes, we do, and I think
Yo tampoco lo creo, pero
to talk about the VR stuff. Get out there over the next couple of days and experience it, because you can read about it on the web, you can hear Sid and I talk about it all the time, but until you put the headset on and have a gaming experience like that, you'll never really know what it's like. So please, for the next couple of days, get in there and do that, because we have a new game we're announcing tonight.
tenemos un nuevo juego
Called
anunciado.
Firewall 0 Hour, I think is the full title. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, here we go. This is the first gameplay we're seeing of Firewall.
Este es para VR.
Actually from the folks at First Contact Entertainment. They're serious shooter developers. This is a team-based
Es una imagen capturada en un PC,
tactical first-person shooter.
pero esto va a ser compatible
attack
con...
and defense on the two teams. And
Este
there's
juego va a ser
a huge
compatible
amount
con
of emphasis
PlayStation
on
VR.
the tense motions and movements. It's the pacing is very realistic. Peeking around corners here. We're going to see some of that here in the footage, but just a very early
Como
sneak
un
peek
Rainbow
for all of you
Six,
here.
pero
Firewall is coming to PlayStation VR.
de VR.
You'll be able to use either a DualShock or your PlayStation VR aim controller if you've ever picked up one of those with Farpoint or something like that. So this is looking mighty promising, I gotta say.
Oh, it's incredible. It's so tense to be in that four-on-four, trapped in the room, throwing flashbangs and trying to clear rooms out of enemies.
Yeah, this is one we've been wanting to tell folks about for a while, and I know people who have tried it have really come out raving. So,
And it's on the floor.
that's right. It's on the floor here. You'll be able to play it this weekend, 4-on-4, Firewall,
Van a poder jugarlo ahí en el evento dentro de esta semana.
and it will be exclusive to PlayStation VR. So,
Y va a ser
excited
exclusivo de
to see that.
PlayStation VR. Pero está
So,
capturado en PC, así que
Sean,
supongo
what
que
else do we
también
have
va a
in
salir
VR?
para PC.
Anything else?
We have
Algo
a
más.
And,
Tenemos un regalo.
A year ago, we launched one of my most favorite games, The Last Guardian. Any Last Guardian fans? It was such a seminal moment for my career, because I think I've been working on that game my entire career. and so we were able to ship it last year around this time. And in the meantime, Ueda-san and the group have come together, and they've made a VR experience based in the world of Last Guardian, where you'll be able to go in there and experience that with Trico, calling the beast and moving across a level.
Pero dando una experiencia VR con The Last Guardian.
We'll be putting that up on the PlayStation Store.
December 12th here in the U.S. and Europe,
And that's our Christmas present to everybody. So please go get it.
Ese es el regalo.
it's free.
Yeah.
It is actually a standard.
Que va a haber una experiencia VR, pero
You don't
con
need to
The
actually
Last
own The Last
Guardian.
Guardian either. So if you've got PlayStation VR, you can get The Last Guardian
here's
VR
some of it
demo.
right now,
Here we
yeah.
go. Seeing a little footage here. Sean, do you think Trico's feathers are more plush and downy in VR?
Well, I think you can only rub them one way. But yes, plush and downy would be one way to call it.
Yeah, there he is,
There, and you'll be able to call her.
our fine feathered friend.
Yeah. It is, it's something else. It really is. So please, make some time during the next couple of days and get in and try this. And then
Yeah.
on December 12th, go home, download it,
home and play it.
Enjoy for Christmas.
Nice stocking stuffer there. So that's the Last Guardian VR demo.
Esa es la demo que hay. Y va a estar disponible la próxima semana.
But wait, there's more.
There is more.
Pero tenemos más.
We like to go back from time to time and look at some of our classic catalog games that we have, because we believe that a great game is always a great game, and sometimes you have to refresh and bring them back on new platforms, because sadly you can't go out and buy a PS.
No, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
One and play it.
Me estoy cuidando. La concha de tu madre. Ahí sí. Wipeout en Omega Collection.
Now this will be an update that you'll be able to download to your copy of Wipeout.
Creo que va a ser en
This
realidad
will add
virtual
the VR
Wipeout.
capabilities to the game you have.
Yeah.
So you have to supply your own air sickness bags. We can't give you any help with that.
Yeah, and the free VR update is coming early 2018, Sean.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
right.
It's on schedule. It's on time.
I think a strong start so far to 2018. And I got to say, I'm actually really getting fired up about 2018 because, I mean, we've got Far Cry 5 coming.
Tenemos Far Cry 5 en 2018.
That looks great.
Shadow of the Colossus, which...
Shadow of the Colossus.
And that's all going to be playable on the show
all
floor.
playable on the show floor. And Shadow of the Colossus is being played on PlayStation 4 Pro. And wait till you see that.
Yeah.
It is stunning.
Amazing.
Dice que
But
es espectacular
get into
el
all
Shadow
the
of the Colossus.
2018 stuff because we got some more to talk about there.
We got a lot of chairs here.
Got a lot of chairs here. So I wanted to revisit what I think is 2017's biggest game. So please welcome Herman Hulst from Guerrilla Games.
Ahora sí empezamos con los juegos, parece.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Herman Hulst.
Bueno, hablar. Traje al desarrollador de Reaccion.
Tonight. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Herman.
Great sit. Wow, we have a lot of family.
Yeah, we do. Big family. Yeah.
We love
How are you guys?
Están haciéndolo como si fuera una reunión. Es como que están todos juntos conversando.
Herman, you're looking rested.
You know, taking my time. I'm here on vacation for 40 hours.
Yeah.
Se tomó una operación de 24
from my
horas.
perspective, 2017 has kind of been the year of Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, it's clearly a humongous hit. I mean, people have fallen in love with this. It's a tremendously great-looking game on PlayStation 4 Pro.
Hay mucha gente que dice este juego porque es un grandioso juego.
Nominations out the wazoo, and you guys just shipped the Frozen Wilds too. I mean, that's one hell of a year.
It's been a fantastic year. I mean, we worked on
Ha sido
this
un año
game for
fantástico.
7 years, and then when it
Hemos estado hechos
finally
haciendo juegos por
get
7
it
años.
in the hands of you guys, and we
Todo para
hear
ustedes.
about it, and we see people being so active. It's just heartwarming for us.
Yeah, and then you got the Frozen Wilds.
También
which
digo
just
lo
put
mismo
out,
que
too.
muchos
I mean,
juegos.
that's a whole bunch of new content. It's unusual to see an expansion, I think, of that size come out the same year as a title as big as Horizon Zero Dawn.
And you know what? We actually just started working on it the week after we shipped.
Oh, yeah?
So there was no preparation, there was no time for that at all. It was a good chunk of content that we made in, 8-9 months. So it's been a busy year.
Impressive. So,
Ha sido un
given
año
the fact the game was a
trabajado.
huge hit, what sort of surprised you
Duro.
most in terms of the fan reaction?
Wow, there's been so many surprises on this project. I would say just the feedback from the audience. I mean, we've had such
Ha sido todo a
amazing
través del
responses.
feedback de
We got
los
a
usuarios.
mail that Sean forwarded on to me from a president of one of the game studios. He had 4 daughters, and he just sent this note that his daughters, young girls, they rearranged the furniture in their home so that they could practice like Aloy, because it was a character that for the first time actually looked like them. And it's these kind of responses, or it's the
Hablando
cosplayers
del
that so many of
protagonista.
them, they've come out to the studio, they've kind of become super fans, they invest so much in them, or the sheer amount of time that people spend in the game. Photo mode, some people have spent weeks and weeks just not taking snaps, because it actually borders pretty much professional photography.
It's incredible, yeah.
So it's actually the extent of that kind of feedback that's been the most surprising to me.
Well, and it's great to have such a strong female protagonist that has been, loved by the entire PlayStation community. We've just created a whole new.
Dice que a través de la stream, o sea, de la protagonista mujer, atrae mucho a una
Beautiful game, one of my
comunidad
absolute
a
favorites
unirse.
this year. Now, okay, from my selfish perspective, one of the reasons I'm so pleased to see Horizon be such a huge hit is because, well, it's a single-player game. And I love single-player games.
Dice que aman los juegos single players. No, ¿qué pasó? La concha de tu madre. Va a tener que bajarle la calidad, weón. Me cago en la puta. sé por qué,
game
pero...
that we've made in a long time. I
Pero
don't really get the debate that much. To me, when you're
pero
someone
aquí
like
no se me
myself,
cae el
sometimes
stream,
you're
pero se
after
me cae lo de
this
Play.
magical, unbroken narrative experience, and there
Ahora,
is no other
estamos
way
teniendo
really
conversación.
than having
Nico,
that single
no hay
player
problema,
experience. So there will always be a market for that.
no hay problema, no hay problema.
Especially in a world as unique and exotic and interesting as Horizon Zero Dawn, with a character as interesting and unique as Aloy. So
You don't want to be interrupted. You want to be in that magic spell and stay there. And that's why sometimes a single-player game can be the best option.
absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Herman, you're going to stay with us here tonight, and we're going to have some other folks dropping in. Thank you so much, Herman. Horizon is not the only narrative-based single-player game PlayStation's focused on right now. Anyone
No, el único juego de
interested
single player
in
que
a
tenemos.
small, handcrafted artisan franchise by the name of God of War?
Está hablando ahora de God of War.
I am.
Okay, okay. Well, in that case, how about we welcome Corey Barlog? He's a creative director at Santa Monica Studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Corey Barlog.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Corey, good to see you.
All right, Corey.
Oh boy, oh boy. Corey Barlog, great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to cut to the chase on this one. Can we get a little bit of a status check on God of War? How's that one coming along?
Jesus, Sid, no kind of run-up?
No.
No foreplay, just right to it. All right, fantastic. It's going really good. We are in a final
Está yendo muy
phases
bien.
right now, doing a lot of play testing. He's very excited. I'm very excited.
Él está excitado, yo estoy excitado
But
porque
it is, you know, it's
por el
a big
juego.
game. I can't hear you. Louder?
Parece que le está pidiendo fecha.
Freebird? Is that what?
Fruitbird.
You feeling confident, Corey?
Oh, absolutely. I'm feeling very good about things. I would love to be able to tell people when we're going to release it, but my dog ate the release date, so I don't have that right now.
Not good.
But I can tell you a little bit more about it. Right now, we are in the playtesting phases. In fact, this week, not as big as his game, but I'm, getting there.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's
Close.
Yeah.
It's getting there. I mean, I got to say, I was assuming it was in the maybe 10, 15, 20.
Me cago en...
God of War. It is quite a shift from what we've seen from the last six games, I think it is, in the series.
Right.
So what was it about Corey's pitch and his vision that sold worldwide studios on this new God of War?
Bribe.
Well, he said he'd ship in 2018. Corey has so much expertise and knowledge and special secret skills, as if he might have sat in some library at some university and reading all the forbidden
Sure.
Norse mythology books they have in the back room.
This is totally true.
And so when he took me through his vision for the game and really taking it to a new place, not only by the camera angle, but the type of story we're telling, a more narrative-driven and not so like brawler-driven kind of game, I thought this is exactly the place where we need to take something like the God of War franchise. It keeps it true to its roots, yet makes it new all over again for a new audience. And that's what Corey sold me.
Necesito que se acerque a la nueva audiencia. Ay, weón, en serio, te estás cayendo, conchetumare.
It was exactly what...
I'm a bit loquacious like that.
But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the guy who's already shipped his game, and this is the guy who's in
Right.
crunch.
He is way more relaxed.
Compare and
right?
contrast.
What are you
Está
still
hablando
doing
del
here, man?
contrato
You gotta be- what's the
entre
bug out?
ellos.
Right. I'm getting texted right now.
So Corey, the game is at least bigger than I expected. I can say that based on what you've been telling me. It's large. It's large. So, but in a big world like that, how do you sort of keep a narrative focus? Like, how do you stay on track with the player?
Ooh, very, very, very carefully. I mean, playtesting honestly has really helped us a lot to figure out how we keep the player focused. And one of the original things I was talking to people about was treating the game like a tour bus. So that you're in this massive world and we're sort of rewarding the player for being curious, and you can kind of pull the string to get off the tour bus, which the tour bus is the narrative in this story. And you can kind of go look around, check out the world, but the bus is always a few steps away, no matter what you do. So it's kind of a fun exploration in the world.
Dice que están expandiendo la manera de la exploración y todas esas cosas. Para que cuando estés a punto de tener el boss, te dediques a explorar.
Corey, since we got you here, I wanted to run through the latest gameplay footage, actually, that we saw at Paris from God of War. But because we got you here, you can add some context and some information that we maybe didn't have back then.
Oh, good.
So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and roll that.
So
go ahead and roll that.
I'm going to say something right away. I was talking about playtesting. We were still building the system for the kids' ability to talk in-game, the banter system we call it. So Atreus in the game wasn't fully talking a lot, so when we made this video, I was dropping the audio in without us having playtested it. So I treat this video a little bit like it was a giant playtest with the world. So we sort of discovered, as we sent it out, in a playtest that was happening almost the same time this was coming out, that we were like, oh man, he talks too much. We need to chill that out a little bit. So it was kind of a fantastic realization. This right here was meant to give you a little bit of a glimpse into sort of the moment-to-moment combat. Previous ones, we had focused a little bit on the story and the tone and the world, and this is kind of giving you that sense that we haven't really lost that pick-up-and-play aspect of God of War. In all the encounters, we're really going to allow the player to really open up and use their own creativity in each of the experiences, using the environment, using other characters against each other. It's very fun. And this is really just a area you find in the game when you're around exploring. So this is not even the sort of main critical path.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's kind of honeycombed with secrets and extra paths.
Honeycomb, that's nice.
You like that? Yeah.
It's good.
Put that in the marketing book.
It is absolutely honeycombed.
What do you think it is?
Now, I remember there being something here at the end of this.
What?
Because it was Halloween, right? You just got to scare the shit out of people.
Anything you can share about that particular ghoul?
That's the Revenant, one of the characters that we've introduced in the Lost Pages. And those are characters that are practitioners of Sather magic, and they've been doing it for so long they've kind of lost their humanity and their sort of human form, if you will, possessed by the drug of magic.
The drug of magic,
right.
All right.
And it's a honeycomb, right?
So we have tour buses, we have honeycomb.
Right.
That's right.
I'm so good at this.
Corey, it's been 6 games. This will actually be the 7th game, I believe, in the God of War series.
I think it's actually, if you include the mobile.
I was
like
wondering if, yeah. So
God of War Betrayal, man. It's all about that.
That's right. So how do you keep up with fan expectations? I mean, there's a big hit.
Tiene un grito de un personaje del juego.
Very tirelessly. We are constantly getting feedback from our playtesters.
Tengo que visitar el
Paying
suelo.
attention to what people are seeing when we are showing stuff. This is a labor of love for everybody at Santa Monica. So a lot of people have worked on this franchise from the beginning.
No sé si el cable.
Care a tremendous amount about this game. So we hope that you all do as well.
Herman, I mean, you guys shipped this year. Do you have any advice?
Keep going back to these.
I know. I'm trying to help you.
Right.
I'm trying to help you.
All right,
Herman, you
sure.
guys shipped. So you've been where where Corey is right now. Do you have any words of wisdom? Any advice?
Lots of coffee.
Right.
No, so Corey's now in a place where your peak productivity, every hour counts. I really don't know what he's doing here right now. He should be back in the studio. But it's also the most interesting phase in the project where everything kind of falls into place. And I know because we're pretty close, Guerrilla Games and Santa Monica Studio, we actually visit each other. We do an exchange program. We have a lot of people that have been on site of this team. And I know that these guys are in a situation now where everything is falling into place, so it's going to be magical. I can't wait to visit soon.
Yes. I want to visit you guys, too. I never have gotten a chance. Everybody else goes out there.
The invitation is open.
Right.
You're too
All right.
busy.
Finish the game.
Totally going out there. We should crowdfund that.
Hablando de fiestas entre ellos,
You speak for a lot of people here, I think, when you say that.
All right, we'll
como
just delay
pedir
the game.
idea y
Hold on.
cosas así.
Corey, I don't know if you got a chance to check out the God of War booth that's actually being built right this minute here at PlayStation.
I have not seen it live in person. I've seen photos and then heard about it over the phone. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to, there's a lot of great photo ops. You'll be able to kind of wear the Kratos face paint, be able to don the armor, take photos. But there's a special reward for those who are brave enough to get their head shaven.
Yeah.
Any takers out there? Who's daring enough?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Well.
Okay, we're going to do it now. I left it at home.
Corey, thank you so much.
Thank
we're going to have some other guests dropping by here. On that note, it sounds like some folks here watched the Game Awards last night, right? Okay. We got an awesome new look at Dreams, and I thought it might be fun to learn a little bit more about it. What do you think? All right. Well, please welcome Siobhan Reddy from Media Molecule.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Siobhan Reddy.
Hello. Hi. Ready? Really thought it was. Hello. Oh, hugs.
I made you shake it one time.
Hello. Good to see you. Hello.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
This is the more relaxing seat.
This is so
It
relaxing.
is, it's lovely. It's
I
very
feel
nice.
separate.
Well, we could just
I
go.
feel apart.
This is the stress seat. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll take it on. All right.
Siobhan, I got to ask, I mean, what's Media Molecule been up to lately?
Well, we have just been so busy, heads down, getting Dreams ready for everybody. So we're so excited to be here at PSX and sharing the project. You know, for us, like we're a studio that loves to, you know, bring new experiences and innovative new experiences to everybody, and can't wait to see what you're going to do with it.
How would you describe Dreams? I mean, it seems like a game that's kind of hard to describe, if I'm frank.
Well, I mean, so we did make Little Big Planet, and for us, Dreams is our next step into the Play, Create, Share domain. And I mean, in the trailer that we released last night, like the really important thing about that announced our story mode and sort of showed what the story is that we're making. But also the really important thing about that is that everything was made in Dreams. So, you know, Create this time is that you can create absolutely anything. You can create games, you can create movies, like all of the characters, the animation, the logic, everything was made in Dreams. And so for us, that's what's a really big differentiator. And then you can share it with the world. So really it is like that next step on with the Play, Create, Share.
Me recuerda, no sé por qué siento que es como un creador de mundos. Siento que es como algo así. Pero ahora veo como un plataformero y viajé durante distintas etapas o cosas. Como extraño. Pero te llama la vista. El arte es súper bonito.
One type of gameplay, one type of look, we would do the three. So this is a sci-fi, and we also have the sort of film noir setting, which is point-and-click adventure, and there is the childhood fantasy, which is kind of classic MM with a bit of horror stuck in.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing this
here
right
is
now.
the
Yep.
noir. Yep.
Looks lovely. I mean, it's so interesting to me. You could build something like this. I mean,
Oh,
They
well,
look so different, all of them.
yeah.
yeah. Well, that's sort of the point, because we want to show people the breadth of what can be done with the tools. And, you know, this theme here, the mystery theme, is just, it's absolutely gorgeous. The whole theme is just drop dead stunning. And for us, like, it was really important sort of to bring in these, you know, painterly looks and sort of the chiseled characters. Here we have a map, and so this is sort of how the dream is laid out. And so you'll see that, like, as you play through it, we're beginning here now into Art's dream. So yeah, Art here is the main character, and this is again in the noir setting. But yeah, for us, it was the idea of like taking these 3 different settings and sort of binding them together into an interwoven narrative for people to experience.
And not to belabor the point, but you've made all of this in the Dreams engine.
Es súper
That's right.
loco.
All of it is running real time.
Pero el arte es súper bonito.
All made in Dreams, running real
And the
time.
tools are
Como
there
lo
that someone could
juego.
recreate that
Súper raro.
That's right. Yep.
on their own.
Yep. They're all there.
Wow.
I mean, one
Yeah, I mean
question.
that's the exciting thing.
Yeah, I've just always been wondering with this title. I mean, how far sort of does the rabbit hole go when it comes to genres? I mean, can you make like racing games? Can you
Yeah.
make RPGs?
Yep.
Can you make? I mean,
I think what we learned from LBP is give people the tools
Combinado todos los
and they'll be
géneros,
able
como
to
súper.
explore the most extraordinary things. And Dreams is just it's just so much deeper than LBP. So I mean, for us, like we we're so excited because there's absolutely the sky is the limit. And I think we'll actually start to see almost like a bit of genre bending, different genres coming together, and that's going to be super exciting.
no, it strikes me, Corey. I mean, would there be any benefit to God of War maybe borrowing some of this Dreams technology? Would that help you get across the finish line a little quicker?
I would have had a release date today had I had.
Speaking of that, actually, Shaban, do we have a target release time here for Dreams?
So we're releasing 2018.
Great.
Yeah. So we're ready, getting ready. Yep.
I would imagine
Va a
you
salir en
need
2018.
beta or something to really launch a game like this.
That's right. Yeah. So we're going to do a beta prior to launch, but yeah, we're not announcing the exact dates just yet. But yeah, that will definitely happen. And
Todavía no está decidida la fecha, pero sí van a hacer una beta antes de lanzar el
So
juego.
we'll be definitely doing that.
And so are your sister studios within the world.
I know. Well,
Anxious
come on
to
over.
get-
Come on over.
Will do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you
we
guys
get a copy early, right?
Yeah. Well, we'd love to do the Jam, Worldwide Studios Jam. Like,
There
how
you
cool
go.
would that be?
I like that.
Awesome.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I mean, we're going to do
jamming.
it. Like, I just think it would be the best.
I'll cover the pizza for that.
All right, thanks, Shaban. We've been doing a lot of talking here tonight. I kind of feel like playing a game, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you want to play a game?
Play something.
Play a game with us? Okay. And you guys have any ideas about a fun game to play with friends?
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee?
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to just sit down and play Yahtzee right here on the stage. I've got an idea.
ladders, yeah.
I've got an idea. That's Overcooked. Overcooked is a brilliant game. No, we're not going to play Overcooked up here. We're going to play...
We've done Until Dawn before in the group setting.
Yes, we're going to play Detroit Become Human. Please welcome Guillaume from Quantic Dream.
Parece que se hace la temática, van a hablar del juego, van a llamar a alguien parte del equipo y lo van a sentar ahí a charlar un poco y hablar del juego.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Guillaume de Fondemier.
Y supongo que después van a ir hablando de otras cosas. Y van a mostrar trailers, supongo.
All right, Guillaume.
A lot of people.
A lot of people here. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. We got the idea from the very first PlayStation experience, by the way, where we fired up Until Dawn. Great game. I'm sure you guys are fans of it.
Absolutely.
And had everyone cheer and hoot and holler to decide what actions we should take. But before we do that, we'll do that in just a minute. Guillaume, I wanted to ask, what inspired Detroit Become Human?
Well, as you know, in 2011, we started to work on a tech demo called Kara.
Oh, yeah.
And, this Android that is getting built. And when it released in 2012, we showed it as a prototype. Everyone was asking us, what happens to Kara when she goes out into the world? And so David Cage and the team started to work on, what happens when she comes out. And so we imagined this world in about 20 years when human-like androids are really commonplace. So they're everywhere. They've taken on actually most jobs of humans. And although they look and speak and behave like human beings, they're only machines. They're really at the service of humans. And so in the game, you're going to play as 3 of these androids. Kara, of course, Connor, and Marcus. And they're each very different models. They have their own backstory. They have their own
Son
place
tres
in
androides
society.
entonces.
And
Tienen una
as
historia
the player,
detrás.
you will have to make critical decisions that is going to impact their fate.
Y lo van a hacer
So
tomar
you're really
decisiones
going to be in
importantes
control
que
of the
afectan la
story
historia.
and change the way the story unfolds.
I love games
Y
like this. I
cambiarían
love
esta,
games like this.
esta
And
historia.
the great news is this is playable here this weekend at
Esto va a
PlayStation
estar
Experience.
jugable dentro del recinto.
But I
por
don't want to
la
wait.
semana.
Why wait, right? I want it all. I want to open my presents right now. So Guillaume, take your position, please. Guillaume will be playing on PS4 Pro. And here's what's going to happen is all you early bird ticket holders out there, you're going to help Guillaume make decisions in this game. And you're going to do that by making noise, right?
I don't hear you well, so please. So a little bit of context. We're playing this hostage scene, which is the very first scene in the game. We're playing as Connor. Connor is a prototype. He's been built to investigate deviant androids. Androids that all of a sudden do something weird. And so we're going into this hostage scene where the house android has taken a little girl hostage. And we're going to try and save the girl.
Uy, soy negro ahora. Volví a ser negro.
X for Sean, no?
Ahora cuando se le cae el huevo y le falla. Para la pantalla completa, mierda eso.
Okay, now I'm in control of the character. I can really move him around the way I want with the left analog stick. With the right analog stick, I can interact. So Connor is very intelligent. Shall I save the fish or not? Oh, too late, too late. There's no sound.
An android?
All right, ma'am. You need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Remember that every action has a consequence.
El weón puede elegir lo que
So at
quiera,
any
weón.
moment you can
La gente puede
hold
evitar lo que sea,
R2
weón.
and you enter what we call the mind palace of the character. Shows you your objectives.
I don't give a shit. My men are ready to step in. Just give the order.
So here, for instance, I can see that I can talk to Captain Allen.
Captain Allen, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
It's firing at everything that moves. It already shot down 2 of my men. We could easily get it, but they're on the edge of the balcony. If it falls, she falls.
Okay, quick. So I can ask him about the deviant's name, emotional shock.
Has it experienced an emotional shock recently?
I haven't got a clue. Does it matter?
I need information to determine the best approach. Have you tried its deactivation codes?
The first thing we tried. Listen, saving that kid is all that matters. So either you deal with this fucking android now, or I'll take care of it.
Okay.
48% de salvarlo.
Don't know if we said the right thing here, but okay. So as Connor the investigator, I have special abilities. One of his abilities of Connor is that he can analyze evidence. And if you find all the evidence, you can then put them together. And you enter into the reconstruct mode. So you can basically reconstruct what has happened in a recent past. So here, for instance, you can see that someone has taken this wallet here. So the deviant took the father's son. Okay, so we have unlocked something here, apparently, that we may use later in the game. So I'm going to further investigate this apartment, which is actually fairly large. So here, sorry, up.
Oops.
A medida que va encontrando evidencia o cosas, puede ir aumentando su probabilidad de salvar a la persona.
Okay, now we know the deviant's name is Daniel. Maybe something that we can use later on.
Entonces, una inteligencia artificial. O sea, no es artificial, pero bueno, una robot. Dejémoslo como robot.
Good. So at any moment I can press R2 here and see, you know, those little yellow flags. That's an indication of everything that's interactive in the scene. Let's take a look at this person here.
Parece que no sabe manejar el control este weón.
I have a bad controller that we know now. Okay, now I can reconstruct and try to understand what happened with him. It's really part of the gameplay to also play with the camera. Try to find clues.
This is kind of creepy, Guillaume.
Okay, we found something. I've unlocked a new evidence that I'll be able to analyze. Okay, now we understand probably what happened. Deviant was going to be replaced. Didn't like it. Oops. All right, so that is a soft reminder that time is of the essence. Here again, I can reconstruct the events, try to understand what happened. I can turn the camera. now I found a weapon. Should I take the weapon?
Estoy quieto. Parecen como niños. Papi, toma el arma, papi. Papi, toma el arma.
Okay, so now I have a 78% probability of success. Should I... Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, now we need to be quick.
Don't come any closer or I'll jump. Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor. How do you know my name? I know a lot of things about you. I've come to get you out of this.
Ooh, I need to approach slowly. So, what do you want?
But you need to trust me. Let me help. I don't want your help. Nobody can help me.
Shall we help the cop?
He's losing blood. If we don't get him to a hospital, he's going to die. All humans die eventually. What does it matter if this one dies now? I'm going to apply a tourniquet. Don't touch him. Touch him and I kill you.
What should I do?
Okay?
Están todos diciendo que no era.
Are you armed?
Truth or lie?
I don't have a gun. You're lying. I know you have a gun. I'm telling you the truth, Daniel. I came here unarmed.
Okay, so now we can use what we've unlocked. Quick.
I know you and Emma were very close. You think she betrayed you, but she's done nothing wrong. She lied to me.
It's good.
I thought she loved me. But I was wrong. She's just like all the other humans.
What should I do? Quick.
They were going to replace you, and you became upset. That's what happened, right? I thought I was part of the family. I thought I mattered. But I was just their toy. Something you throw away when you're done with it.
What should I do? Quick.
Listen, I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just errors in your software. No, it's not my fault. I never wanted this. I love them, you know? But I was nothing to them. Just a slave to be ordered around. I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
What should I do?
I'm your last chance, Daniel. If you let it slip, they'll kill you. Let the hostage go. You have no other choice. I want everyone to leave. And I want a car. When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go.
Quick. Should we?
Gente culiao, solo quiere ver el mordón.
I knew you would say that.
Nice job. Nice job. Well done.
You guys should be very proud you saved the fish.
Got to save that fish. That was incredibly tense. And I'll tell you, I played that 2 or 3 different times. I didn't even know you could do that. I would always talk them out of it, or, I mean, how many ways are there to solve that situation?
There are many ways, but more than the different endings, and that's true for this scene, but for all the other scenes, everything that you do has a consequence. And so you have to experience it for yourself, because watching someone play and playing it yourself is really totally different. But we're really trying to give players the possibility to
Siento que entre jugarlo uno y ver a alguien jugar es totalmente distinto.
each of the characters' fate and totally change
Y
the
que esa
story.
es la gracia de
And
poder
it's
tener
really
las
our most
posibilidades.
ambitious project. It's
Este
the
es un
most
proyecto ambicioso.
branching narrative that we've ever created.
Ha sido la mayor
And it's also
narrativa que
the
hemos creado.
most incredible game that we've created because
Pero el
we
puto trasero,
are touching upon certain themes that are, socially relevant, and we hope, we think that we're going to touch players on an emotional level and give them the opportunity to experience something really, really different.
Well, you touched me on an emotional level, I can tell you that right now. What about you guys down there?
Touch?
Yep. Touch.
Wow. Intense.
How many pages is the script? I need to know.
So David Cage says 2,000. I counted them. It's
Te preguntando el código.
Yeah, slightly more. That's a lot more, probably.
Yeah. Well, we are at the end of the
Yo
development.
estoy súper incómodo.
Obviously.
Me sentaría en el
And,
suelo.
yeah, we
Me voy a sentar en el suelo,
have
espérate.
thousands of story permutations that we're going through.
Si me saco la chucha, saquen clip.
So wait, you have been working on this for 7 years, and you said you were working on yours for how long were you working on yours?
Pretty much, yeah.
Seven?
I mean, that's
Seriously,
a magic
I'm
number.
5 years,
Magic number.
less than 5 years. Everyone,
We'll be
I worked
thinking
for
about
that
the
for 3
game.
years,
We're
yeah.
thinking about the game for 3 years, then we start developing.
Oh, there you go. So 10.
But it's necessary.
Everybody's just trying to top me. That's cool.
Finish the game, Corey.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to. Now I want to take an additional 2 to 3 years.
Do I have more time?
No, I'm just kidding. 2 years is fine. Yeah.
Great job, everybody. You saved the hostage. That was Detroit
And the
Become
fish.
Human. Play it this weekend.
And you
Play
saved
that.
the fish.
Get a totally different experience. Who knows? That is coming out next year, right? Next year on PS4?
It is coming out next year in spring.
I am
Estoy en el
buying it.
suelito, sentado en el suelito.
Oh my.
Oh, Guillaume, you just laid it right out there.
Exclusive. Okay, well, very cool, good stuff so far. But I gotta say, who wants to see some trailers? You want to see some new game trailers?
Eso, trailers. Vete, weón.
All right.
Concha tu madre.
Let's see some new game trailers. Roll it.
Se me cayó el Instagram, weón. Ay, qué paja, weón. Hola, Nicolás. Pero concha de tu madre, ¿por qué no carga esta mierda? La puta madre, weón. ¿Por qué no cargue la mierda? ¿Por qué no carga?
Hang on just a minute.
Ay, weón, en serio. Lo terminé viendo por aquí por YouTube, weón.
Next time, fight like you mean it!
I am ready to fight you. Oh gods, guide me.
Monster Hunter.
Then that means the Elder Crossing is upon us again.
Quite a sight.
Just wait till we're finished.
Soon, I hope.
Yeah, the Second Fleet always delivers.
Si esto es Monster Hunter.
It's up to you to stop it. This whole operation rides on how well you do that. We can do this.
It's an ecological marvel. One that easily dwarfs any I have ever seen.
feel so compelled, then we will cross paths again at the end of all this.
Where have we
Se ve súper bien este hombre. Se ve muy bien, weón.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew House and Mark Cerny.
Wow, a lot of people.
Yep.
So, Andy, you've been at the heart of PlayStation for over 20 years now, and you've been planning a change for the last few months. Is there a little you can tell everyone about that?
Sure. You know, in essence, I have been with PlayStation since the start, and I've been through some good times and some not so good times. And I think right now the business is probably in the best shape, our platform, our games, than I've ever seen it. And thank you. I hope you guys agree. And with that, and having finally achieved the creation of Sony Interactive Entertainment, bringing all of our company together under one roof. And then on top of that, having been with the same company for 27 years, 14 of those years working in Japan, it just felt like the right time to hand a great thing to the next generation, and for me to just go and find one more adventure.
So, yeah, the tribute at the Game Awards last night was definitely very emotional.
Yeah.
And so tonight we have a special guest who also wants to celebrate your impact on gaming. But before that, let's roll video.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave birth to time and space.
Domenico.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Otra vez el mismo trailer. Qué paja, no me mostré de nuevo 8 minutos de trailer, weón. El Monster Hunter World. Y ahora estamos dando Death Stranding. No mostré de nuevo el mismo trailer de 8 minutos, por favor. Va a ser el mismo maldito trailer, en serio. Va a ser el mismo trailer que ayer, weón. Qué lata. Ay, qué lata, weón. Te costaba mostrar un trailer de 5 minutos de gameplay, Kojima. Ay, Dios mío. Son 8 minutos de video, ¿por qué se le ocurre coño? Pero 2 veces, weón. ¿Sabes qué voy a hacer? A ver lo que nos perdimos. Por mientras.
You know what would be cool? If it actually ran at 60 frames per second.
Dude, it does. Look at the screen.
Does it have a platinum trophy?
I don't know. I just started.
So, like, what's the point of the game?
There's puzzles. If you collect the kiln, the hole catches on fire.
Oh, sick. This game has Updog, right?
What's Updog? What's Updog? Seriously, what's Updog?
Ay, Flash Blue. Eso era. A ver, el crossover que a ver. Ya no vamos a ir en vivo, a ver, ya terminó el trailer. Justo. Somos unos expertos, todo calculado.
Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it.
Todo fríamente calculado.
And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hideo Kojima.
So that trailer is a little strange, but the strangest thing is that after you played the game for 4 or 5 hours, all of that starts to make sense.
Really?
Yeah. So, Andy, I know you and Kojima-san have a long history together. How did you meet?
We met under the worst of all possible circumstances. It was E3, I was responsible for running the show, and I was hosting an event, and I got a call on my cell phone saying, Kojima-san's code has just been stolen by a fan from the booth, and you have to go tell him. So went out into the night. We had tracked him down to a restaurant, and we called him outside, and on the sidewalk in LA told him that his precious code had been stolen, and we had no idea where it was. And I remember the looks on people's faces as some short guy was bowing deeply on the sidewalk in LA to apologize for what had just happened. Anyway, the relationship could only go in one direction from there, which is obviously up. So I'm pleased to say. Ne?
ご飯を食べてて、テラスみたいなところで食べてて、まあ平井さんもいましたけど、アンジさんがなぜかこう近づいてきて、こうご飯を食べてたんですけど。
Yeah, we were eating
その事
together.
実を聞かされて、でアンジさんがずっと謝ってたんで。
We were eating at terrace, and for no reason, for no apparent reason, Andy comes out of nowhere and approaches, and then he tells the news and he starts to apologize deeply. I remember that.
And Kojima-san's face just went white as a sheet. I've never felt so bad in my life.
でも忘れられないですよね。はい。
まさに。
その前からアンディさんとは結構会議とか会ってましたけど、まあ時がまあこうなんていうんですかね、こうすごく近くに感じた時です。
Parece que habla japonés muy bien el otro.
Before that, I've been with Andy in meetings and whatnot, but that was the first time that I really remember, closing the distance with Andy.
So, Death Stranding, can you tell us a little bit about how that came together?
ですね、先ほどトレーラー出てましたけど、あれは実機で動いてます。PlayStation Pro で 4K です。はい。
So you just saw the trailer. That is all working in real time in a PlayStation 4 Pro.
で後半ノーマンがこう水中みたいなとこ漂ってて自分の中に入ってきますね。あそこはプレイヤブルです。
And also in the latter half of the trailer, you see Norman in like water, kind of swimming, going to his own body. That's playable.
Eso es jugable.
Wow.
Wow.
So how did Death Stranding come together? We can skip that. So maybe the world knows. So what are some of your favorite memories together?
まあ食事を一緒によくしてます。ずっと前から。
We often go and grab lunch or dinner together.
で大体仕事の話は我々しませんので。
And we barely ever talk about work.
大体70年代80年代のテレビドラマ、これは主にアメリカヨーロッパとかそういうのをすごく。
We mainly talk about 70s, 80s TV shows, mainly American or European TV shows.
Okay, so Kojima-san's been very modest here because he will take on pop culture trivia in the US and Japan, 70s, 80s, and he will kick your ass. He's just an encyclopedia. I would also add that I think the most fun time most recently was sort of building a different form of relationship and seeing at first hand the sort of rebirth of Kojima Productions and having Sony be part of that has just been really, really phenomenal from my point of view.
独立するときにですね、いろんなところからオファーがありました。
So when I became independent, I was fortunate enough to receive offers from many different people.
で、いろんなところあったんですけど、やっぱり自由にものづくりがしたいので、僕のことを理解してくれているところとやりたいなっていうのはずっとありました。
So I had this many offers, but I wanted to keep my freedom to create exactly what I wanted. So I wanted to work with someone that understood me.
で、アンディさんにお会いして、こんなものを作りたいんだよと。っていう相談をしました。
And well, I met with Andy and I told him, you know, this is kind of what I want to do.
普通は、役員室で何十人もいるところでピッチというのを散々やるわけですよ。こういうものをこういう狙いでこんだけ売り上げがあってこんだけで作りますっていうのをしないといけないんですけども。
So normally what you would do after this point is you go into executive meetings and you do a pitch of this is kind of the expected revenue, this is exactly what I'm planning and what kind of target audience I have. That's what would normally happen.
で、その時アンディさんに2、3分内容を口頭で言っただけなのに OK っていうので。
So I remember at that point I just told Andy maybe 2-3 minutes about what I wanted to do and just told him I didn't have any document and he just said, yeah, okay.
で、最初の作品なんでやっぱりアンディさんね、だいぶ付き合いも長いですし、信頼関係もあるので、それで今回のデス・ストランディングができたと。アンディさんがいなければこれはなかった、生まれなかったものです。この赤ちゃんも生まれなかった。
And it would be the first work of Kojima Productions in the independent, so it was very important for me. And well, it was all because of Andy. Without Andy, none of this would have been possible. None of this, what you saw, would have been created. None of the baby giving the thumbs up would have been possible.
I think maybe a shout out to Herman and Guerrilla Games for Decima. Is in order. That was really it for questions. Any final thoughts? We've run. I know we needed more cards.
I think we throw it.
ちょっといいですか？
Yes, どうぞ。
で、アンディさんと一緒にやりましょうということで、去年の1月ですかね。
So, well, going lunch with Andy last year, I think it was in January.
で、企画は考えてたんですけども、テクノロジーが全くないので、エンジンもツールもないので、その時は事務所もなかったです。
I already had a good idea of what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the technology with me. I didn't have, I didn't even have an office at that time.
で、その時、友達のマークさんを思い出して、マークさんに相談しました。
So also thought of Mark and discussed with Mark.
で、マークさんと1月世界中のスタジオを回って、そこでヘルマンさんと出会って、今のデシマエンジンがあると。
And well, went on a tour through all the studios in the world with Mark, and at that point I met with Herman, and well, that's what led to today.
これもよくいろんなところで喋ってますけども、いろんなスタジオを回ってプレゼンテーションを受けました。エンジンはこうだよとか、ツールはこうですよとかっていうのを受けました。
This is something I often mention, but in that tour I went through different studios and I got a presentation of what kind of engine each studio was using, what were the characteristics of each one.
もう僕らもう何もなかったんで、その時4人ぐらいで仮事務所だったんですけども、すごく皆さん優しくしていただきました。
At that point I had nothing. I think we were 4 people in total at a very small rented office space, but everyone was really, really kind with us.
で、ゲリラの皆さんはプレゼンテーション終わって、で、帰ろうとした時に一つの箱をくれたんですね。
And well, Guerrilla made their presentation showing us their engine, and when we were about to leave, they just gave us a small wooden box.
で、箱を開けると、そこにゲリラの エンジンのソースコードが全部入ったものが入ってたと。
And well, when we opened the box, there was the whole source code of Guerrilla's engine.
で、契約書も何も交わしてません。とにかく小島さんこれ持って帰ってくれと言われて、
Should be noted
もうそこでもう泣きそうになって、もうこことゲームを作りたいってその時思いました。マークさんも同席されてたと思いますけど、はい。
It should be noted that at this point we had no contract, nothing, no boundaries, and they were just like, yeah, go ahead, please use our engine. This almost brought me down to tears, and at that point I made a decision, okay, this is the people I want to work with. This is also in part thanks to Mark.
デス・ストランディングっていうゲームの、テーマは、つながりなんですよね、ストランドというか。
The theme of the theme of Death Stranding is connections.
で、最初にアンディさんとソニーさんとのつながりがあって、マークさんとのつながりがあって、ヘルマンさんのつながりがあって、皆さんとのつながりがあって、今ここにデス・ストランディングが紹介できるっていうのを非常に嬉しく思います。ありがとうございます。
It started with a connection with me and Andy that led to a connection with Mark, and that led to a connection with Herman and Guerrilla Games, and that led to a connection with all the people in here, and that all those connections led to having Death Stranding here today. So I want to thank everyone for this.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Fun night, huh? You know, just get some old friends together, you know, just hang out, you know. Getting to be holiday times. I love spending time with friends and family, you know. And I count a lot of you among that. I mean, it's seriously, it's like a game development super group is stacked up on here. Just one huge name after another. Thank you so much for all of you.
We could start a musical act together. This would be wonderful, I think.
It would be incredible. What kind of game would we make if we made a game together? That's what I want to know.
We would make Death Stranding in dreams.
And it would ship in 2018.
And I still would not understand it.
There would be a story.
Yes, indeed. There'd be a great story.
That you'll understand at the very end.
It would come in under budget. And,
well under budget.
Well,
I'm sure.
And early, like all those things, all the things that happen.
That seriously is in your dreams.
Anyway, PlayStation Experience is just such a special time, and we have an incredible weekend lined up for everybody here. We've got all those big panels I was talking about earlier. Naughty Dog's bringing it, Sucker Punch is bringing it, Media Molecule's bringing it, and of course, tons and tons and tons of playable PS4 and PSVR titles. Lots of stuff to play. I mean, Far Cry 5's at the top of my list. You're going to be able to play Firewall Zero Hour. That's the new PlayStation VR game we announced earlier. Shadow of the Colossus, seriously, it's the third time I've said it, I know. Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to make your eyes pop out of your head. And then don't forget, we've got Capcom Cup on Sunday as well.
Cup.
That's going to be a lot of fun, too. That's going to be right here. I truly think it is our biggest PlayStation experience yet, and I hope you all agree when you get out there on the show floor tomorrow. Before we wrap up, though, Sean, there's been something I've been meaning to mention to you.
Way down here, all by myself on the stage.
Way down there. That's right. That's right. There's this thing with this shirt. You know, I see it kind of peeking out there out of your... What's the deal with that? Can we get a look?
So we kind of... It's this kind of tradition sort of happened by accident. And that I would wear a shirt on stage at PSX, which would give an indication of kind of games to come in the future, things I want to see happen. There was the infamous Crash Bandicoot t-shirt experience, but it led our friends and partners at Activision to bring out Crash Bandicoot again, which is one of the biggest, one of our most successful titles this year. We've done that with Ratchet, we've done that with Wipeout, and now we have Wipeout VR coming.
Bib ribbon.
Yep. And so this year's shirt. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I don't exactly recognize it. Can you tell us anything about this? Can you tell us, what is that? Anyone know what that is?
Sir Dan.
Sir Daniel.
So I've been getting a lot of feedback about the title Medieval. It's a really important title in my personal journey, in my career. We worked on that when I moved to London. We would like to bring it back on PlayStation 4. We think Sir Daniel needs one more resurrection, and this is the time to do it. Thank everyone for sending their suggestions to me. Serendipitously, I'd already had this one baking in the oven, and then I saw all the pressure coming in, so I thought this was a great time to bring it out and to talk about it.
Should we roll the video?
You guys want to see a video?
Sí, por favor, por favor.
Let's do that.
Well, well, well. He's back.
Finally, you can prove yourself as a warrior. Greetings, stranger. I'm dead.
What do you want, you fleshless Greetings, Sergeant Fortescue.
Fighting
PS4. That's awesome. One more thing. This shirt will also be available in the PS Store. And all proceeds from the sale of the Sir Daniel Resurrection shirt will go to Able Gamers. So, please, everybody, grab one of these shirts over the next 2 days.
Fantastic stuff. So, hey, I want to thank all of our panelists. Thanks to all of you. It's been an honor. This is an incredible bunch. We have a weekend planned for all of you. Coming up next is Greg Miller with Kind of Funny. We're going to take a very short intermission, but we're just getting started, so stay with us.
Be sure to stick around.
Esta es mi cara. Duele mucho.
You are a warrior. You trained your whole life for this.
Para configurarlo más. Que está viejo roncando, ¿sabes? Puede ser eso. Terminó. No me digas que terminó esta mierda. Terminó esta mierda. En serio terminó.
Wait, listen. It was all his idea. He wanted me.
Me duele el fucking trasero, quiero un sofá, concho, vale, quiero un puto sofá. En serio voy a tener que esperar. Si tengo que esperar lo corto acá me voy a la mierda. En serio.
Rated RP to M.
So, Gary, we're looking for someone who's cool under pressure. A quick thinker. Someone who won't back down from a big challenge. Does that sound like you, Gary?
Yeah.
PlayStation, the best place to play.
PlayStation.
Rated R.
There's a reason you're here. It's in your blood. The primal need to pitch yourself. There's a reason you're here. It's in your blood. The primal need to pit yourself against the unknown. And to do so, dear shopper, requires the very finest of wares. Let's get to it.
Qué lindas son las transmisiones. Terminó. Me estoy oyendo que terminó. Me estoy oyendo que terminó. Me estoy oyendo que terminó, weón. Otra vez es el puto Skyrim. Otra vez el puto Skyrim. Otra wea más. No sé por qué hacen esa wea de pausa, weón. Ay, Dios mío. PlayStation, ¿por qué haces conferencias
Ladies and
tan
gentlemen,
buenas?
please welcome Greg Miller.
Hello, PSX, how are you? What's up, everybody? Are you having a good time? You've been sitting a long time. Everybody get up. Let's do some of this, a little bit of this. I'm looking right at you. I'm not, sir, you. Right, yes, there, thank you. That's all I needed. My name's Greg Miller. I work for a website called kindafunny.com.
Ay, ¿por qué hacer este tipo de mierda,
But I
weón?
think on the occasion, I'm feeling a bit nostalgic. Beyond! My kind of people. This is PSX. This is my favorite show of the year. This is, of course, the fourth PSX, the fourth one I've been at, and the fourth one I've been lucky enough to be at and have a panel. Now, usually, I come here and I do a podcast. I've done Podcast Beyond. I've done the Kind of Funny Gamescast. I've done PS I Love You XOXO. And this year, I thought maybe I would do Kind of Funny Games Daily. Maybe we do the Gamescast instead. But it finally dawned on me. I emailed PlayStation. I said, hey, could I get Sean or Shu, sit them down and do an interview with them? I'd love to do that. And I expected them to say no. Instead, they hit me up and said, would you like to do it, both of them, on the kickoff night? And I said, okay, sure, that sounds like a great idea. So we have 15 minutes to talk to these gentlemen about their careers, about the stuff we really care about, like where all the games are, and all that other jazz. So are you ready for that? PSX, please welcome back to the stage, Sean Layden.
Aburrido.
Great. Sean, can't believe you didn't tell me about the shirt backstage.
Have to keep something quiet.
I guess, but I mean, like, as soon as this.
What happened to the rest of the IKEA showroom?
No. The couch portion of the programming is over.
Oh, is that over
No,
now?
we're done with that
All right.
now. No. Sean,
Greg?
it's PSX.
It is.
You've been on the stage a long time already talking. Great stuff, by the way.
Thank
really
you.
good content.
Se me cae el pelo.
No one's asked you the hard-hitting questions.
Se me cae el pelo.
And I reckon that's not going to be you either.
You know how I am. You know who I am. Let's start at the top of the list.
Okay. Fire away.
When will we be able to change our PlayStation Network names?
The elves back at the North Pole have been working on that for quite some time.
I've noticed, yes. Many PSXs I've talked to people, and they're always working on it very hard.
It's a large piece of work.
Yeah.
And it's more complex than I think we. Hey! What, are you a coder? You want to come solve this problem for us? Let me put it this way. I hope we'll see events occur that you don't have to ask me that question next PSX.
Okay. I thank you for that answer. And that's the thing. 2017, a crazy year for games.
Oh gosh, yes.
I feel like it's been a crazy year for developers and publishers.
Yes.
Of finally waking up to the fact that in the YouTube, Twitter, social space world, you can just be honest with people. You can have these conversations, right, where you're saying something is better than saying nothing. Telling people, hey, we're working on it, we're trying, that's better than just going quiet.
Correct. I think there's some things we just can't speak about in detail.
Of course.
But I think every question deserves an answer, even if that answer is, I can't answer it.
Good answer. So now, everybody knows you, you're in charge. You're the big man on campus.
Well, they made me sit at the end of the sofa, Rody.
Yeah, I know, that was weird, right? That didn't seem very respectful for somebody that in charge. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You've been in the position now since 2014?
Yes, president of the sales and marketing company here since 2014 and chairman of the studios since last year.
Que no me importa ni una mierda lo que está diciendo. Entiéndelo, no me importa
Only
nada.
getting one paycheck.
Oh.
Andy.
Well, Andy's on the way out. You gotta start figuring out who comes up next.
Wow, you know me
It's true. Everybody knows the facts. Here's my question about that.
Yes.
Have you adjusted to the role? Because you are now in a position where you say anything, and it gets picked up as, this is Bible truth, the headline says, Sony says this.
Well, the great thing about being the CEO of the publishing business and being the chairman of the studios is that, crazily enough, the head of marketing and the head of development, they always agree now. We don't have any of those, problems. No, it's a privilege, honestly, to be back in Worldwide Studios, where I began my career back in 1996. And it's been a while.
Real quick, go crazy if you were born after 1996. You're old.
Yeah. Anyone born in the Eisenhower administration? Okay, my people. All right.
They're getting there. Is that power, that position, did it take you a while to wrap your head around, like what that meant?
It really is a team effort, right? The days of building a game by oneself, unless you're publishing on, let's say, Android or iOS, those days are over. And it's your ability to pull teams together and get them focused in the right direction. You look at some games will have 150 or 200 people on it at peak. And that cannot just be driven by one megalomaniac. It needs a whole team around it. The same goes for sales and marketing and publishing. I see my role as not necessarily picking the target and leading the charge every time, but really to create an environment where people can become successful, where people can get involved with the process. It's like distributed computing, right? I need the brain power of everybody that I work with in order to get the job done.
So now I think probably the second big question then for PlayStation at this PSX. Are you going to take any of that computing power and put it behind giving release dates to the video games? Because I'm getting sick of 2018, and we're not even there yet.
I think, we talked about The Last Guardian earlier, right? And, we can create a rod for our own back if we come out with a date a date that's not secure enough too early.
Sure.
Because we end up moving dates out, and a lot of times people can understand why that may occur. It's just not a great place to be. You get all excited and they tell you, I'm sorry, did I say Christmas was December 25th? It's actually July 9th. What? What? That was Christmas. What happened to that? So you can't move those kind of things out. I think we're trying to get in a place where as soon as we get a solid feeling, we are going to express that. But would you rather us just not show the game until that moment, or do you still
Estoy
want to
viendo
see
por
the game
mientras
earlier?
el chat de Twitch.
Well, you want to see it at not or earlier? See, because I just feel like, God of War, I'm sold on.
No
First
importa ni
trailer,
una
done. You
mierda.
don't need to see more. Spider-Man, we all know Brian at Insomniac, he is not going to ever put a release date on this. Because he just likes to tease you. You follow this guy on Twitter, he's terrible. Every weekend, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to play Spider-Man in my house. I'm like, ooh, I don't like you. You got to put pressure on some people at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know. We just hate to put a date out there and then keep changing it, or having it be a moving target. Or having to come back and say, oh, that wasn't the date, and we're going to move it again.
Otro
there are other
juego
things
que
that
debemos
impact
de
that as well. If you get
macrar.
something on a pre-sale on the store on a certain date, if you move the date, you have to refund all those pre-sales because the date has moved out of a certain window. So there's a lot of complexity around that.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get better at it. I think the games that we've talking about in 2018 will be in 2018.
You're confident enough in that part. You have a strong feeling about that part.
Yes, because if it doesn't, then I go old Negan on my people.
Whoa. Okay. All right. So, speaking of which, is Quantic Dream in trouble? Because I don't think they were supposed to say spring when they said spring earlier.
No, they're fine.
Okay, they're fine. Okay, they're fine. They have a strong feeling as well? Okay, just fine.
They're fine. They're in there for spring. You know when spring is in Australia?
What? When is that? So then, talk to me about this PSX.
Your chair seems higher than mine.
It's on purpose. Talk to me about this PSX.
These are my chairs.
Just don't think too hard about it. Just
okay, sorry.
remember there's a thing about authority, and if somebody's authoritative and higher, you need to answer the questions honestly and get out there more.
All right. Yes, your question.
About this PSX, it's a different PSX. This is a different opening ceremony, right? It's very clearly not a keynote. It's not a press conference. Nobody say that. We're not supposed to say it.
I like it better.
Do you guys like this? Yeah. If I'm being 100% honest, one guy's like, no!
All right, there's a door. No, we a lot of our late year announces and premieres and world exclusives and all that kind of stuff went into Paris Game Week. We had it all timed together, like Ghost of Tsushima. We brought it out there. It was very important because you all have PlayStation cousins living in Europe, and they're heavy gamers just like all of you are. And so we want to bring new stuff hot baking right out of the oven to them as well. And it just didn't give us a whole lot for this show. So we talked about what should we do here, and we thought maybe we kind of turn this into more of a dialogue or ability to meet the developers and the studio chiefs behind the games.
Yeah.
To get Corey to come out here and then Herman. I thought that was a really good chance for you guys to get to know who the people are that are making the games you love.
I'm a big fan of that. I make my living on just talking. So yeah, that's all great.
And a good living it is.
Thank you. Patreon.com/kindafunny. I'm sorry about the changes. I don't know what they're thinking. We'll talk about it later. Was that an educated decision moving forward? Because I feel like I love PSX. I've said that, and I'm not just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's my favorite show because it's a lot like Kinda Funny Live. You look to the left, you look to the right, you can talk to anyone here, and you're all
Que me hayan pagado y tenga que decir que mi show favorito.
A few people like that. Do you think that what you're doing here, having this open dialogue, the way you're running PSX, making it more of an experience on the floor, because I walked the show floor with Shuhei earlier today, guys. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that a move to redefine or at least reestablish what you think the identity of PlayStation is? Because I've talked on the shows a lot in the way that I thought PlayStation 4's launch, which has obviously been such a huge success, was so strong. The February event was so strong because it was you guys coming out and being like, all right, no cell processor, this is the box, it runs awesome games, let's talk about games. Games.
Yes.
And then it was, we rolled into E3 and there was a great video of Adam Boyes and Shuhei Yoshida talking about how they share videos. Yeah. And it was like, they get it, they're there, this is PlayStation. Then PSX happened and it was like this great ball of momentum. And then we saw a shift with E3s recently where it was, all right, Shu's not going to come out. You're barely going to come out. It's just going to be trailers and that's how we're going to run it. And it felt like, ooh, are we going back to a PlayStation 3 era PlayStation that wants to be more behind the scenes?
No. well, I'm not sure what you mean by behind the scenes, but I think we found that we have this great opportunity every year now with PSX to have this kind of let's get by the fireside, up close and personal. Let's speak our truth and tell our stories. And I think E3 really, it's a trade show.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's a trade show, and we have such great content lined up for that. I really felt, why would I don't need to come up and say, well, the next scene you're going to see, Bob is having a little trouble with his son, and he wants to go over here and kill an alligator. You know, you just show you what it is, right, and put it up on.
Is that game in development? Oh man, just having so many problems with my son. It's because of the alligator.
Let's go, boy. Yeah. So, are we shouting out greatest hits?
I think they yelled out karaoke. I don't understand. They understand.
So I think this is what PlayStation Experience is trying to do. Connected, engaged a moment. You know, for the next couple of days, not only will we go on the floor and you're going to be able to see some great gameplay and there'll be a lot of demos there as well. But there's a lot of experiential stuff. I think maybe you're going to go on there and think that is this a game show? Or is this a trade? Is a theme park, right? And we want to get you closer to the visions that the creators have for their games and why they make them, why they do what they do. You'll see a lot of the development teams and creators, you know, on the floor themselves, you know, enjoying what we're going to do here the next couple of days. And you know, I hope to meet a lot of you as I'm warming the floor as well. This is the kind of show you want to do. E3 is really, it's kind of glitzy, but it's right there. You want to tell that story. You want to make that mark to say this is what PlayStation games are all about. Pow, 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 pow.
What did you think of E3 being open to consumers this year?
I thought, I'll be honest with you guys, I think the ESA sold 15,000 consumer tickets for that. And it really brought the crowd to the edge of pain.
Yeah.
And I won't bore you guys with the details around it, but if you're going to design a trade show or a consumer show, there's a completely two different beasts. And the way you do it, not only physically, the way you have to make rows wider, you have to have those experiences shorter to get more people through. We have to determine, you know, E3 is like in the middle of the highway, is going to get hit by cars on both sides now.
Yeah.
So it's got to choose a lane to be in.
Yeah, that's not the way to drive. So then, looking at 2018, what is your vision for PlayStation in 2018?
Well, I think we continue along our path, putting my Worldwide Studios hat on. I think in Worldwide Studios we have a lot of energy, a lot of devotion, a lot of love around storytelling, around narrative. You know, some people call that single-player gaming. We do have most of our eggs in that basket, just because that's the thing we do well, I think. In my humble opinion, IMHO. And I don't want to go to any of those teams and tell them, you know, I read in a magazine that there's something called games as a service. Make one of those. I don't want to be that guy. So that's what we do. We do Horizon, we do God of War, we do Detroit, we Uncharted, The Last of Us. These are things we're going to continue to, you know, lean into really strong. So I see our content story continue to play out that way. As a platform, I think we're going to see, you know, again, humbly, continued dominance of PlayStation. And as we see what we call the install base, I mean, a number of people have your thing, the install base of PSVR growing to a critical mass point. I think we're going to see a lot more content developers jumping in there. Of course, Worldwide Studios will be there, and things like we saw today, Firewall, that's awesome. You guys should really definitely get a chance to play that over the next couple of days. We're going to see some more energy in that respect as well.
Did PlayStation VR catch you off guard, how successful it's been?
Yeah, well, it caught us really off guard when we launched it a year ago and we ran out. It's like, oh, there's one more. And then so the momentum kind of slowed down because we were still trying to get the hardware to catch up with that. And so we've almost kind of put it into a relaunch mode right now. And titles like Skyrim was super cool. That's also playable at the show. You guys should check that out. Doom VFR.
Yep.
What's the F in VFR?
You know, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the F stands for in those Doom things. And
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Fromage,
exactly. The cheese edition.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's about.
And then the other titles you see coming out, this Bravo team is on the floor. You saw the picture of the inpatient, pretty creepy. So I think we're getting a good breadth of content coming out, and it caught us by surprise, but we're fully committed to the platform, to the format.
I have more VR questions, but your time's already up.
Okay.
Sucks.
There you go.
But the next man can answer these questions for me about VR.
You can ask him.
He's a fan of VR. He plays it.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for Shuhei Yoshida.
Thanks, man. All right, Shu. Take him on.
Hey, Mr. Yoshida. Oh, yes. The best part. If you ever see Shu, just give him hugs. Give him hugs. Now again, to clarify mistakes of PSX past, they were saying Shu. They weren't booing you. This was a big moment of contention.
Yeah, I was worried. This year it's much closer, everybody.
You like that? Yeah. What does PSX mean to you?
Well, I always say PSX is my favorite show of the year.
Yeah? Why?
Just the thousands of happy people. Everybody smiling. All love PlayStation. They're paying a lot of money to come.
Prefiero ver los videos mañana y reaccionar. Hacer un video de reacción de todos los videos. Prefiero hacer esa mierda. Transmitirlo por Twitch. Así que chao. Me aburre. Verdad que me aburre. No aguanto esta wea. Y voy a dejar subiendo esta mierda para YouTube. Para que vean la mierda que fue la PlayStation Experience. Por una mierda. Chao. Me aburre.